welcome to round 3 of Tier 2 AEC. There is a, if you didn't know, there is a race going on in challenges, so we might get more than 10 viewers, we might not, you know, who knows. Anyway, I'm here, I'm joined by Mr. Corey is here back again, and yeah, this is round 3. We're already coming up to a third of the way through the season. As you can see on the screen right now, we've got VLE with a 1-point lead over SLR. ET just in behind, trying to retain their crown if they can. Then you've got TIL with 44, BRT 29 points behind. Then the rest are as followed there. Everyone's ready up. And yes, hello Mr. Corey, welcome in, mate. Hopefully it doesn't repeat like it did last week. Bloody hell.
Yeah, the TV and myself, and probably you as well, will agree. We're all going out the window this week if we get a repeat of that. Welcome everybody. Welcome back to AC Tier 2. We've had a brilliant first 2 rounds of this season so far around Silverstone, and of course similarly we had last week. Tonight we're around the Circuit, the Americas, in Austin, Texas, and as you said, at the moment it's SLR Medal leading the championship. Of course, he's not racing tonight. If you're new to AEC, drivers only get to race the 6 times, of course, through the course of the season. Of course, SLR Medal taking 2 of his races so far and picking up 2 P2 so far for him and for SLR. So, Mr. Consistency so far.
Yeah, I wouldn't have had VLA at the top after 2 races, but there you go. Newcomers to AEC as well. Don't believe they've raced in it before. And I've gone straight to the top. And would you look at that?
Oh, hello.
It's a bit soggy.
Just a tad.
It's a bit soggy. So we're going to have a bit... Full wets as well. Full wet. Might be a bit of a shock-up grid a little bit, eh? We'll have to see how that unfolds, which will be interesting to see. Who's got the pace in the wet? Can anyone... you know, cross over the wet to dry pace. It does vary, doesn't it, driver to driver?
Yeah, some drivers, for example, in SLR, he's a bit of a wet merchant, I know. So it can all be down to just driver dependent, really, how they feel in the conditions, how quickly they can adapt to the conditions if it goes from wet to dry. But of course, you can see on your screens full wet. Some drivers are selecting the intermediates, I can see. But we do have a car out on track, and it is the one and only BRT Kiwi.
Yeah, he is currently the host, so his lights might go up like a millisecond quicker than everyone else's. I believe that's still... Is that still a glitch in the game?
It might be. I haven't seen it because I haven't seen many wet races lately, but it might be.
Well, it might have an advantage there. Yeah, so coated, track limit heavy in it, really. You do very well not to pick up a penalty come the end of this race, to be honest. Back in the day in racing, getting a 3 second was, you know, good in a way. If you only got a 3, you've done very well. So we'll have to see how this unfolds in the race. Yeah, Kiwi out on track. You can see a bit of a car park forming now at turn 1. Looks like Massey and got a couple of drivers. You've got Jack following just behind him. So yeah, everyone's starting to come out on track. No one has come out on track on the Inters, but maybe people are just checking the delta to see if it gets quicker or slower, you know. It doesn't look into conditions at all.
Yeah, you've hit the nail on the coffin there, Tom. I think maybe we might see it towards the end of the session, maybe drivers trying that gamble. But I think at the moment you can definitely tell from your screen that it is full wet out there, and Kiwi just limping that Alfa Romeo around, and he's going to be starting his lap in about 4 corners time.
And Mr. BRT Kiwi's about half a track ahead of the next car, so we'll see how he gets on. Drivers, I mean, what I used to do in the wet, I don't know if people do it as well, but you fuel for about 4 or 5 laps, you know. Commentating on many races where people are setting provisional times on like 5 lap old Inters, so I doubt he's fueled for 1 lap. I'd assume he'd have fueled for at least 2, and we'll see how he gets on here, and we'll see how he handles the track, because it is absolutely soaking wet out there as it comes into turn 1. Nicely, very easy on the throttle, doesn't want to spin it because a lot of these drivers are running no traction. You put the throttle down a little bit too early in the wet and you can be off skis. So Mr. Kiwi taking it very cautious indeed through the S section of Sector 1. He is quickly followed by, it looks like, is that Benny Boy? No, it's not. It is Mr. Max Verstappen. He's just come out on an outlet. So, yellow flag. It's drivers. Oh my god, I got excited then. But it's just drivers filtering down the track. Kiwi is still on one though.
Yeah, Kiwi's had a pretty cautious lap so far. Of course, just getting a lap time on the board, especially in these conditions, is going to be the key for all these 19 drivers out there at the moment. 15 minutes to go, heading down the very long back straight, even longer in the wet. It's going to feel for BRT Kiwi. He will be the first driver to get a lap on the board. I've just seen as well, J7BP of the TIR team, he has gone out on those intermediate tyres. So I think we'll keep an eye on his times later on in the session. But 1 minute 12.5 middle sector, of course, we don't know what wet sectors are. So this time from Kiwi is going to be what they all need to beat.
We're about to find out what time he is going to be. He's into sector 3 now. We've got another yellow flag, and I think this driver has actually had a spin. And I think it might have been Cosmo, or he's letting drivers pass. I think he's letting drivers pass. Back on board with Kiwi now. Usually, this is a tricky section. It's going to be even trickier now. It's in wet conditions, and he's kept it valid, to be honest. It's very cautious. He's not touching any apexes at all. He's just want to get a lap on the board here. Round the final corner he goes. Would be DRS activated. It's not going to be. Comes to the line. It's a 49.3. The next driver to cross the line is going to be Mr. FGDVFF. But he's invalidated his lap. I don't know who's next. Is it Brutal? He's invalidated as well. Looks like Massey. Could be Massey here. Let's see how Massey gets on. Purple sector 2 for him.
Yeah, Massey's on a decent lap so far. 1 minute 12.7 for the I can't get there. Sorry, for the ETE driver. I couldn't even get the teams right there. But only 2 more corners to go now for Massey. Can he beat that provisional pole time of 149.3 from BRT Kiwi? As he now rounds the final corner, you can see how tentative he is on the throttle. Crosses the line now, goes slower by about half a second. By nearly a second, rather.
So another driver crossed on the line now, goes into P3. That is Juno. Juno's into P3. Roland on an outlap. Nico is on a lap here. We'll watch the rest of Nico. He's come around the penultimate corner, and now he's got a 149.3 to beat if he can. Mr. Max Verstappen goes into P4 with a 51.9. Nico round the final corner, a bit wide there, but keeps it valid. Nico to the line. Is he going to beat it? He isn't, but goes P2 with 49.6.
A decent lap from Nico there, onto the front row. I think one of the next cars is going to be J7BP on those intermediates, so this is going to be a good reference to go off if it is drying up slightly out there, but he does look heavily down on Kiwi's time as he now crosses the line now and slows the time so far, so I think that definitely confirms that we are on a wet track. But speaking of Kiwi, he's only 6 tenths up.
Well, he was 6 tenths up, but yeah, he still is. I thought he wasn't, but yeah, he's run out of VRS, comes to the line now, and he is going to improve. It's a 48.8.
Lap from Kiwi to extend his advantage out in front. You see lack of VRS towards the end of that will cost him, but as you said earlier, drivers can go for maybe 2 or 3 laps because the battery can take it. Of course, you're not being as aggressive on the throttle, you're not really using as much of that electrical energy. And Kiwi on his second push lap has managed to go quite a bit quicker.
Yeah, a lot of drivers now going to start improving. Delta is up on his Delta. Nico also up on his time. You've got Massey a 10th up on his time as well. So drivers now are starting to improve. We're going to watch the rest of Massey's lap, but he hasn't invalidated. I thought he did then. Looked like he did, but no, he's kept it valid somehow. Yellow flag in sector 1. I think that is Nico's teammate as Mr. Who's just come to line? Brutal. P4, they were 49.8. They're all starting to improve. Someone did have a spin. I don't know. Greenhorn, maybe?
Who was? It might have been Greenhorn, yeah.
Oh, it is Greenhorn. Oh, yeah, it is Greenhorn. Greenhorn now it definitely has. Of course, Yellow's has now got no wing. So, yeah, unfortunate for Mr. Greenhorn there. He's going to have to limp around the whole circuit with no front nose.
Who's going to be the next car? I think it's going to be Josh Tomo. He now rounds the final corner for the IRT team, crosses the line. He goes with P6, 1 minute 50.2. So at the moment, no one's. As soon as I was about to say it, Delta, 1 minute 48.6. So 2 tenths clear of Kiwi.
If GSR Clever would like to leave the lobby so we can get the final driver in, that would be much appreciated. There's no engineers in AEC, so we'd appreciate him if he did leave, because the last driver will not be able to get in the lobby. So yeah, Delta now up in time. Jack Mack goes into P2. Jack, I still say I'd love to see Jack in Tier 1, just to see how he'd get on. He's been in Tier 2 for like 4 seasons now. I'd just love to see how he'd get on in Tier 1. He does invalidate his lap there. Brutal invalidated lap. Massey looks like he might be on an in lap here. Or is he going again? Hard to tell. I think he... I generally can't. Oh, good save there. The driver still not set times. I think someone's just green on. Yeah, he's struggling out there. Sufi is now into sector 1. He's not set a time yet, and there's a lot of drivers 15 to 19th have not set a time either. So Mr. Sufi into sector 1 he goes, and it's a purple sector 1. It's a 29.2. We'll compare that to Delta, and he did a 29.3. So Mr. Sufi actually setting a legitimate purple sector 1 there.
It is. While that was going on, FGE Roland has just gone up into 4th place now, a 1 minute 49.4. So it's a decent lap for the FGE driver. So as I said, he's just lost it. But yeah, again, drivers looking improving still at the moment. Looking at the conditions, it looks to be getting a little bit drier, but I still don't think anywhere near the intermediates just yet.
It definitely is. It's a good spot. Maybe people are going to start putting it on soon. Yellow flags all over the circuit. We've had a Mercedes go round, and it looks like Max Verstappen's somehow got himself into it. Yeah, Juno.
Can't part ace it.
Juno has a turn there at turn 2, it looks like. So he has gone round. He's going to try and get it back onto track. So drivers improving on the time all over. Jack Mack has invalidated. Looks like Delta is going to come into the pits, and he does just about make it into the pits. Yes, he does. Kiwi though,
Sufan's on a good one. Sufan is actually on a good one. Don't mean to interrupt, but he might be able to take the provisional pole. No, he's going to box. So I think a lot of the drivers are now switching to intermediate. So it's getting a lot drier now. So expect the times to get quicker.
Yeah, Josh Tomo on a lap is up on his time. You got Roland, looks like he's going to be on an in lap. He's run out of ERS. Kiwi's into the pits. Jack Mack didn't pit, has gone again. So Jack Mack has decided to go again here after sector 1. Is he up or down on his time? You'd assume he's up on his time, and he is up on his time. Half a tenth of a second up on his time. Would put him on pole if he continued that throughout the whole lap, but yeah, it looks like Inters are going to start to be quicker. Have we got anyone out on the Inters on a lap? I believe it's Nico who's going to be starting one very shortly, unless J7 is report. He's down. He's down.
Yeah, he's on his in lap. He's on some old intermediates. He went out on the intermediates at the start of the session, if the Eagle Eye viewers had seen on the 3-lap old intermediates. But yeah, first driver is going to be SLR Nico heading down into turn 1, and looks like Kiwi has left the session, so that's the host gone already.
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, this is going to be great. It's going to be Imola all over again.
We'll have to do a restart. There's a bit of an echo. We will have to restart. But there's no point going with a desync issues or anything like that, is there?
No, we don't want to restart.
After qualifying, we'll do a restart. Because there's no point. Game has crashed as soon as I invited the PlayStation driver.
Oh, brilliant.
Kiwi, I'll get you back in, mate. Oh, that means I'm the host now. Oh, shit. Because I was second driver to come in. Oh, no. We were definitely
No, you disconnected before.
Oh, no, true. Don't say that. No, not true. You're right.
Yeah, whoops.
We can't restart it, Tom. Randomly disconnect people before race starts so they can stuck it. Rage, we'll have to restart, otherwise we'll be on a desync now.
Yeah, I don't think there's any point taking that risk, even if it just takes a few more minutes.
Yeah, but we'd have to.
Yeah. Nico's up by about 1.5 seconds, I think. I just said in his delta. Kiwi,
oh, sorry, Corey. I'm just giving Kiwi some instructions. Kiwi, mate, and I know you don't want to hamper your lap, but if you can leave like with like a minute left of the session and set the new lobby up, if you know what I mean, that would be perfect. Literally, that would be perfect. Rage, we will be restarting, mate. I'm not taking any risks. So Massey up on his time after sector 1, 7.5 tenths up on his time. And he almost invalidates, keeps it on the straight and narrows. Nico, 47.1, goes on provisional by 1.5 seconds.
Yeah, I expect people to get close to those times, though. Massey, I believe, is the next car on a lap. He's heading down the back straight at the moment. Still no DRS, of course, with the rain still pouring down. But heading down towards turn 12 now, the left-hander, which will be the middle sector split coming up in just a moment. Is he going to be anywhere near Nico's time? He will need to find him out maybe 2.7, maybe 2.8 seconds. And it's a purple middle sector, 1.5. So, of course, we'll still have a lot of time to find in the final sector.
Yeah, he's flying his Massey here. I think everyone will be. The rain, yeah, I'm not going to say it's come to a stop, but it is on its way. It looks like the sun is starting to come out, so it could stop altogether come the end. It's gone from absolutely heavy rain. You can see the dry line forming here. So yeah, Mr. Massey, you'd assume this is going to be provisional pole, and I'd be surprised if it isn't. He's up on his time by probably about 2 seconds now, maybe even more. So Massey, round the final corner he comes in 47.1 to beat, and he comes to the line and he absolutely beats it by 0.2 of a second. It's 46.9 for Mr. Massey.
Next car's going to be Clever. Clever's made a very big mistake going through the double right. Still goes on provisional pole by 0.3, but he definitely lost nearly maybe 0.4, maybe even half a second at the turn 17, turn 18 complex. And he's definitely got quite a lot of time to find, as does everyone out there with the track drying.
Yeah, there's a few drivers still out there on the wet. You've got Soufiane on the wets, and DVFF is still out there on the wet, but they need to get off them if they want to get anywhere near Clever's time of a 46.6. The right yellow flag starting to flash up everywhere, and Nico to the line. Nico goes provisional with a 46.2.
Back on pole is the SLR man, but yeah, Max Verstappen around the final corner. Crosses the line now, and he goes up into third now. It's a 46.9, so that puts him just ahead of Massey.
And Benny Boy, I've watched him there, he had a bit of a snap there, but we're going to keep an eye on him. One of the quickest in Tier 2 qualifiers he was. I remember watching him, so he did very well to qualify. Let's see if he can carry this pace over into round 3, and see how he gets on. Soufiane on the wets. Oh, hang on a second, have we missed the boat here?
That's an interesting one. I don't know where on earth that has come from. He's gone
the wet's still
7/10 quicker.
Everyone might go stick the wets back on now. That's interesting. That is interesting.
Very late now. It very is interesting, but it's going to be late now if anyone wants to think about boxing. If the drivers that are in the pits, they're going to have a tough time getting themselves back out on another lap. If we've got any more cars on a lap, I think Massey's going to be the next car. Massey, no, he's just starting his lap.
I'm on board with Benny Boy. It looks like Benny Boy's on a lap and he's not set one yet. But maybe Wets are still quickest out here. And Benny Boy, oh, he's gone. He has gone the shops. And he might struggle to even get... He's not going to get round and pit and get out again. So Benny Boy will not set a time. And is going to start at least in 18th. Unless Van Speed and Amputee do not set a time. So Benny Boy, unless he's going to go again now, but he'll have to, won't he? He will have to. His tyres will be absolutely shot. But he's going to have to go again. He's not got a choice here. Has he got enough fuel?
Has he got, no, so this is going to be his last lap for Benny Boy. He's only got one lap of fuel remaining. Greenhorn crossed the line. He goes up to P6, so expect that timing board to change quite a lot in the next 2 minutes. Any more cars coming to the line, Tom?
Yeah, I'm just going to keep an eye on Soufiane. He is the only driver, unless Van Speed and Amputee, Amputee's come out on the Inters, Kiwi's come out on the Inters, and Delta's come out on the Inters. There's only going to be one driver, unless Van Speed comes out, who is going to be on the wet tyres, and he's currently on pole position.
Pick a pole position. Clever. He's half a second up through the first sector, so we might be seeing a new provisional pole man if he can get it right in the second half of the lap.
Yeah, Clever now starting to get into sector 3, and he was half a second after sector 1, and he is now just 7/10 of a second up in sector 2. He will still need to find like another 5 or 6 tenths in sector 3 to get anywhere near Soufiane's time of a 45.5. Soufiane, though, has just started his final hot lap. Everyone else is on the Inters. There's only one driver on the wets, and that's the guy who is on provisional pole. But Mr. Clever now 7/10 up after sector 2. What is he going to be doing coming to the provisional now? You've got Massey joins his teammate on the front row there with 45.7. I believe Inters now might be starting to get a bit quicker than the wets. Soufiane, though, after sector 1, what is he going to be setting as Clever comes to the line? And Clever provisional 45 flat.
There we go then. As we thought, Clever on provisional pole now. Can anyone beat that time?
Mr. Soufiane, Corey, 14 validates! Oh, he was 4/10 up after sector 1, and he invalidates his lap, and Soufiane might absolutely tumble here. He is currently sat in P2, and he might struggle to get in the top 10.
one man who I can see who's just set a purple middle sector is Amputee, who is last of the times at the moment. Checkered flag is now out. So can the IRT driver maybe shoot himself up there with his one and only lap of the session? Nico's finished his lap. He's going to be P2. We've got other cars finishing ahead of him at the moment. But Amputee Vipt rounds the final corner now. Could this be pole? He crosses the line. He goes P6.
Mr. Benny Boy did a one-shot quali there and got in P4. Mr. Jack Mack is 2.2 seconds up on his time. Everyone is now starting to fly at the leader. Josh Tomo goes P5 there with his time of 45.6. But Mr. Jack Mack, I've said it again and again, I'd love to see this guy in Tier 1. He has won multiple races in Tier 2. He has carried BRT at times in Tier 2 in multiple races. Now, Mr. Jack Mack, is this going to be your pole position lap? Comes to the final corner now, keeps it valid just about, nicks the corner, and he comes to the line now, and Mr. Jack goes provisional 44.9, but there's still loads of drivers out on track.
Yes, there is. Next car's going to be J7BP as Massey has invalidated his lap. Can J7 maybe pick up pole position here? Rounds the final corner now, very tentative as he crosses the line now, goes for it to P4.
Here comes Kiwi though, Mr. Kiwi, he's left it late. Is he about to put a shock on the cards here? To the line he goes, and Kiwi goes provisional pole, and that might be pole position, and I think it is. Mr. Kiwi is going to stick it on pole here unless Greenhorn can find something at the death and the die. Here we go then. Mr. Greenhorn keeps it valid, just about keeps it valid. Is he going to steal the hearts of Mr. BRT Kiwi? BRT currently 1-2. Greenhorn has a wiggle, a jiggle, a wiggle, jiggle, wiggle to the line, goes P13. And we have got a new pole sitter of Mr. BRT Kiwi.
Indeed, it's a BRT front row lockout as Jack Imac is going to be alongside him for the race. I was having a look through the times. I think Delta invalidated at the final corner. He did a 44.2, did the GSR driver, so that's unfortunate for him. But it's BRT's day here in Kota in the rain, and they are going to be looking at the front row for the race in about maybe 10 minutes' time once we've got the lobby all restarted.
Yeah, I've screenshotted the race director. I've got all that now. So, Kiwi, you can leave, mate, if you'd like to, son. And then we'll get a new lobby sorted. Oh, God. I didn't have Kiwi down to get pole.
Neither. Again, bit of a shock, but with all due respect, but out of nowhere, Kiwi pulling it out when it matters. And, well, BRT pulling it out when it matters and looking out the front row. But I think a big shock is Sufyan, I think I pronounced his name, in P6 on the wets.
Right, I'll just screenshot that and send it over to Kiwi. Loads of people on wet setups and the race is going to be dry. VLR, we're doing a restart, mate. Don't worry about it. We'll be doing a restart. So don't you worry about that. Just precautionary restart is what we're doing. Saves any bother.
If you don't want last week all over again. I think what happened in Tier 2 happened in Tier 1. I don't know what happened in Tier S. But
I am scared though about joining a new lobby. I am.
Am I? What if it exists?
I'm just scared. Because we know what's going to happen.
The PTSD from last week.
Oh, but we know what's going to happen. I'm going to join a new lobby. It's going to end up disconnecting me. It's all going to go to fucking pot. Fingers crossed, lads. I'm going to cross my toes and everything. If people disconnect, do I get told you so privileged? Rage, mate. I mean, people are going to disconnect regardless. You know what I mean? I probably will, mate, to be honest. I probably will. Well, I won't probably. I will. Is what's going to happen. Yeah, so I'll send Kiwi the grid unless he's already got it.
Mm-hmm. Just 1 minute.
Yeah, but to be on default said if they DC versus strategy is what I'm saying. Well, let's hope they don't then, Rage, mate. Let's hope they don't. Let's hope they don't do that. But would you rather that, Rage, or would you rather a big desync? What would you rather have, mate? Because you can't have everything. You can't have everything. Are you in, Corey, son?
Just noticed it's kicked me out of the lobby. Let me get back in.
Already?
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's on red bars for me. I'll be going in a second here. When you're in, just sling me an invite so I can join straight away.
Yeah.
Because I will end up getting disconnected from it.
Yeah, it's about to happen.
It's bound to happen. Probably in the next 2 minutes. I hope it doesn't happen right at the start of the race.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be a bit annoying. Right, as soon as everyone's in, people can ready up. Remember your setups. Remember your setups.
Oh, it's kicked me again. What on earth's going on?
Oh dear. Oh
Just
dear.
join back in now.
Oh dear.
That might just be my connection, to be fair, because it's on the ropes.
People have gone to green bars to me. Flipping heck. What is going on here? Right, we're waiting on one driver now. And then once he's done the grid, we're all good to go. I mean, I'm waiting to get disconnected here. I'm waiting. It's going to happen. And if it doesn't happen, I'll be more worried that it will.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want it to happen now. Just get it out of the way. Come on, Cody, just do it. Just do it. Don't forget the grid. I'm not doing the grid range.
They just went for that Max Verstappen.
Who am I
I
missing?
think it's in ART.
I don't know.
Max Verstappen in ART.
Yeah, is that it?
ART will. There we go. Now he's in. Now we're ready to go.
Yeah. Hello, Gandhi. You aren't me. Bloody Gandhi's in.
Gandhi.
I believe it was sunny race, though. It's all good.
Yeah. I think that's what Kiwi said. All dry.
Oh, I really want it to happen now. Please just do me. Cody, sort me out. Old man, we miss you. Not a clue. Oh. That's Molly.
Hello.
Hello. Good job I've got a pack of Haribo to keep me going. Right, we should be going in a minute, lads. Don't you worry.
Tell you what, we're not doing too bad with that certain other race that's on this evening with viewers.
I mean, I didn't think we'd get 15. I didn't think we'd get more than 10. I genuinely didn't think we'd get more than 10.
You know where it's at.
How inconsiderate of
anyway.
them to stick it on at the same day as tier 2.
Yeah.
Inconsiderate. Is all I've got to say for that. Right, as soon as Kiwi says we're good to go, we're good to go. I've never had a restart for weather. Blunt, it wasn't a restart for weather, mate. It was a restart because the host disconnected. So to stop a desync from happening, we decided to restart. I hope that's okay. Because usually when the host DCs, well, every time I've been hosting a DC, there's always been a fucking massive desync. Like last week, the guy who won the race, he wasn't on the screen for the other like 19 drivers. They were like,
here when we had JC.
yeah. IMO, that's DSQ. Right, let's see how this goes then. Remember your setup, lads. Don't ready up straight away. Oh shit, I need to check the settings. I didn't check them. Assist restrictions off. Simulation settings. Yeah. Rules and flags. Yes. I think that's okay. Yeah, that is very fine. He saved most people in the lobby, I bet, because we all on wet setups and the race was... Why the hell would you want a wet setup, Blunty?
That's the last thing you want, especially around here. The dry track.
My guy was on a wet setup in quali. Fair enough, mate. Good job I did restart. You'd have been a fucking boat in the straight, you'd have been.
Uh-oh.
What?
I've just seen, I think, 1 or 2 people leave. Clever and Tomo's just left.
That's a shame.
Uh-oh. Another one.
I fucking hate Codemasters, mate. Why is it just 3 people disconnect? Well, I don't get it.
I think their cars are still there, so they can get back in.
Are they going to be on defaults?
They're going to be on default setups and whatever the default strategy is going to be.
Oh, fucking hell.
I think he's a medium hard, I think.
Oh, dear me. So their race is basically over. I mean, Rage, mate. You did say, you told me to say, told you so. No, you're right. You're right. But, mate, I'd rather have, I mean, I know it's bad, but I'd rather that happen than a desync. I'm sorry, mate. I just would. I think anyone would. Anyone would rather have that than a desync. That's just the way it is, mate. The game's just shit.
Get us to the next one. There's no promise that's going to be perfect.
I just don't get it. You reset because of precaution, and now we have... No, it wasn't precaution, Rage. It was going to happen. It's happened every other time. Yeah. I'm sorry, fella, but if anyone else was in, I've restarted it for anyone. You know? It is what it is. Show me wet for whenever. I don't know, mate. Right, people can start readying up, lads. You can ready up whenever. Exactly, FPL. I said that. I was like, good job I did restart for you. You would have been on an absolute boat. I wonder what wings they'd have been running. Like 30, 40 or something like that.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Interesting, though.
I'm so scared. I'm
Softs.
disconnected.
I don't think you have, no. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you haven't, yes.
I'm so scared. Boring, mate. I'm scared.
As long as it doesn't happen when the lights go out, I think we're all fine. Or maybe about lap 20.
I'm so scared. Right, people can ready up. Jack, I know you're listening. Ready up some. We've got a mixture of strategies here. of strategies.
Right, every tyre.
Has anyone added me saying, restart surely? Clever, we're not going to restart a restart, mate. We're not going to restart a restart. Surely a restart. It's not going to be a restart. We're going to be getting on the way.
We're getting on the way then.
Yeah, we are. Right, so here we go then. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And away and racing, it's BRT 1-2, and they've had a good start, but Mr. Clever, on a default setup, I don't even think he's in charge of his car, is going to be leading into turn 1. Mr. Kiwi does hold it though, and it looks like Clever, is he disconnected or something? He's gone ghosted for me. Anyway, Clever somehow leading the way, so we've got J7, I don't even think they're in charge of the car yet, but Clever is now, and he's into P2. Bit of an AI start for him, but he's not going to complain with that. There's a yellow flag at the back of the field, looks like Cosmo's had a spin, another spin for maybe Van Speed. But yeah, Kiwi holds the rate, and Mr. Clever is somehow into P2.
Yeah, T12's qualifying to get from bad to worse. Cosmo had contact in the midfield at turn 2, so that's both T12's cars down at the back of the grid now.
Yeah, I mean, once again, you know, it is what it is. I'd rather this happen than a desync. If you want to report it, have a go at me. I'm not going to lie to you, I don't really care. I'm just trying to protect the stream at this point. Anyway, Clever's got a, I don't know what wings he's running. He probably doesn't even know what wings he's running. But somehow he's got some good straight line speed, and he's found himself to P2 again. This is leaving Kiwi a nice little buffer out in front, and Jack Mac thinking about a dive bomb. I don't know what wing Clever's running, but he was an absolute rocket ship. Massey's had a spin. He's hit his teammate, Sufian. And Mr. Amputee is going to go round the outside, up the inside of Sufi, and he goes. And Amputee up the inside now. On Mr. Juno. Juno holds it round the outside. This is carnage in the midfield.
Yeah, it's been a mega restart for Delta though. He might really think about getting past Amputee here. Down the inside, going into 17 and 18. Going to have the outside line now for this corner. And no, he's going to have to wait behind a little more, but he's getting 7 positions on the opening. That might even make it 8.
He's trying to make it. Oh, a bit of a wiggle, jiggle, wiggle, jiggle, wiggle. It looks like Blunty's at the spin, and here goes Mr. Sufian. He is slipstreaming now, Delta, into turn 1. He's going to go inside or out. He's going to go in late on the brakes, very late, too late, makes contact, and Mr. Amputee, like a knife. Oh, Delta's gone, but Amputee, 2 corners there. What, 2 gains in 1 corner. Kiwi 1.4 out ahead. Clever's doing an absolute stellar job at the moment, out in P2. He is holding Jack Mac, who is struggling to stay with him at some point. And Mr. Clever, yeah, he's doing a good old job out there.
He definitely is on that default setup, is Clever, and that's exactly what Kiwi wants. Even though he's holding up his teammate behind him, it's allowing Kiwi to get away. And on lap 2 here, he's already pulled 1.7 seconds to Clever now.
Yeah, Mr. Kiwi nearly 2 seconds out in front. He is going to be trying to get his first AEC win. He's never had one. He's going to try his best if he can. And Mr. Clever is doing well to hold Jack Mac, and he's trying to prove a point as Clever. He has to restart again, and he's doing a good job at the moment on his little default setup. Let's flick over to tyres. And we've got a few different ones. Mr. Jack Mac on the hards. BRT lads went for alternate strategies. They did. Benny Boy on the soft tyres. How many gains has he got? He has gained 3 positions on the soft tyre. So let's see how he carries on. There's a yellow flag. Who for?
As Van Speed, once again, T12's day going from bad to worse. He nearly loses it again, and he is now back down to the back of the pack again. He had some brilliant progress on the first lap, but it's all been undone.
So yeah, Kiwi is flying out in front now. Mr. Van Verstappen, he's going very wide, and he's trying to catch up onto the back of Blunty if he can. And Blunty only sat in P18. Verstappen goes very late on the brakes behind him. Back up to the top though. Jack Mac and Benny Boy right on the back of Mr. Clever. Clever obviously hampered a little bit by disconnecting before the lobby started. But he's doing okay. He's currently sat in P2. Benny Boy on the soft tyres, going round the outside of Jack Mac down the S's. He thought about it, couldn't get it done. And he's just going to sit there for DRS.
I made it a 4-car battle with that now, as Nico's now closed up to this pack. We've got Blunty off at turn 2 now, so he's now dropped down to the back of the pack. But I've got a feeling with DRS on this back straight, heading towards turn 12, Jack should be able to get past Clever here.
Yeah, here we go then. Jack Mack should be an easy overtake for him. But look at the wings that Clever's running. Look at the... He's holding him. He's literally holding him. He's got DRS as well. And Jack Mack, he's going to go... He's probably going to have to suffer another lap behind him, isn't he? Look at the straight line speed that he's got going here.
Oh, Massey and Tomo, I think they've just had a bit of a switch around at the end of the DRS. Tomo now up into 6th place, I believe. Getting past Massey.
Yeah, Mr. J7 looks like he's left. He's had enough. He's thrown his dummies out the pram here. And Mr. Tomo up the inside of Massey. And they're going to go too wide. Maybe. No, Tomo's going to sit behind him. But Benny Boy on these soft tyres all over the back here of Jack Mack on that hard tyres. And Benny Boy now in prime position to get an overtake on Jack if he can. Clever looks like whatever wings he's running is doing a good job. But Kiwi nearly 4 seconds out ahead.
He's having a good race so far. He's Kiwi only 4 laps in, so it could all be undone very, very quickly. You can see on Jack Mack's POV, Clever's light flashing on the back of that McLaren. I mean, he's below 10% ERS, so this might be Jack Mack's time to get his way back into P2.
The movement happening. Looks like J7 losing another position. But here we go then. Clever's out of ERS. He is absolutely burnt it all. Maybe that's what was keeping him ahead. So here goes Jack Mack then. This is his chance. When he has DRS, he's going to try and get it. But Clever is causing an absolute car park in behind here. And it is Benny Boy going to launch an attack on Jack Mack. It could be a double overtake that Clever's going to lose out on here. And Benny Boy now and Jack Mack closing right in the back of Clever. DRS will be activated for him. And can Jack Mack finally get into P2? I think he will this time.
Yes, he's using a bit of ERS. Clever's using the remaining of that ERS he's got, but with the light flashing on the back of that McLaren, the Alfa Romeo, the BRT driver, Jack Mack, is now back up to where he started. And once again, it is a BRT 1-2, but Benny Boy's going to try and make his race through as well, so he doesn't lose too much time. But Clever's able to hold it on the inside. Benny Boy with the better and quicker soft tyres is going to have the inside line. Heading into turn 16 now. Is this going to make him get through past Clever? It looks like he's got it done. Clever's going to have the inside line though, but that's not going to matter. Benny is now up into 3rd place.
Yeah, the BRT back into a 1-2. They want to win AEC Tier 2. They came second in it the past 2 seasons, and Clever runs very wide there. That is a track extension, comes back on track. Nico no sat in behind him. Come around the final corner, and this could be Nico getting an overtake, but look at the wings he's running. He's flying out ahead. I think someone just left, or someone leave?
I can see it.
Here goes Nico, late on the brakes, so late on the brakes. He's early for the next corner. A bit of wheel bumping with Clever here. Nico and Clever need to be careful, and Clever is now starting to lose positions.
Yeah, all that defence, and again, just to make even worse for Clever, he's just picked up a 3-second time penalty for track limits, so clearly that he is understeering like a boat through the corners, where he's a rocket ship down the straights. And Clever was in P2 a lap ago and has now dropped all the way down to 5th. And I wouldn't be surprised if Massey is going to be all over the back of him very shortly.
Yeah, he probably will. It's unfortunate, but like I said, I was protecting the desync. So shout to me all you like. I'm not sorry. Very simple as that. Just one of them. So Benny Boy on the softs. He's probably going to start feeling a pinch on them shortly. He's just about staying in DRS of Jack Mack, and he's doing a good job at the moment, but he will have to go in the hard tyres. Kiwi, I mean, at the moment, the race is in his hands. It really is. Ooh. Oh, Rage is still watching. Hello, Rage. I thought you weren't watching, mate. I appreciate you still watching. And Josh Tomo getting overtaken or trying to hold it. Juno up the inside. Is Juno going to go late on the brakes? He is going to go late. Almost making contact there with Josh Tomo. Doesn't. Just about.
Good little battle that's for 7th place, Josh Tomo and Juno. And there, yeah, Josh able to hold on, but amputee has gone off.
Do you know what he can't do, Corey?
Not pound there, sir.
Can't part there.
He didn't. So, yeah, Kiwi now out ahead by 6 seconds. Benny Boy holding it at the moment, but those softs are going to start feeling it very shortly. He is going to have DRS if he keeps it with it through Sector 1. Let's see how it goes. So, soft tyres versus hard tyres. They're probably going to be matching each other very shortly.
Yep, he is still closing within half a second now, and he will get DRS going down the back straight surely. But if he's able to maybe stick within about 3 or 4 tenths of Jack, he might be able to get the move done. But he is beginning to pull along. That's while Nico now in P4. Clever has now lost DRS for this pack, so his race may be about to get from bad to worse. But Jack has looked very, very quick through that first sector and might be able to hold on to the position here.
Yellow flags all over the place at the moment. I think people have had a spin in the S's. Don't know who it was.
Blunted again.
Back on board with Benny. Benny is not close enough for an overtake here on Jack Mac. He is trying though, he is gaining and gaining and gaining, but he's going to run out of road here, and he has run out of road. And he's going to have to stick it behind him for another lap, it looks like. Juno, though, is going for on Tomo. Juno needs to be careful. He looks like he's pushed Tomo a little bit wide there on the straight. And Tomo now has the inside line on the mediums. And you've got Juno on the hards. Juno round the outside of him. Mr. Josh Tomo trying to hold it up the inside. This is a good old battle, this. And Mr. Juno has a wiggle, loses the position, but wants it back again. Up the inside it goes. And this is a good old little battle for the viewers at home. Mr. Josh Tomo and Juno going to go too wide. Then Juno backs out of it and Juno stays in P8. Blunty gets a 3-second penalty.
Great battle for that. Again, I think that's not going to be the last time we see that today. And Juno's done a big snap heading into the penultimate corner. This part is that invites Sufan to go down the inside, but no, he's going to wait behind. He's had contact from behind from Brutal, I think.
Yeah, Brutal there gives Sufyan a bit of a love tap, and he probably should let him pass there if he can. And is he going to let him pass? I think he probably should. I don't think he is. No, he's not. He's just going to hold it there. Sufyan is going to try it up the inside anyway, and is going to get the position. And do you know what? He pushes Brutal wide, but that's, you know, you give it, you take it. Oh! SGDFF. What are you doing? He's just spun in the middle of the road. Brutal's taking a hit there. I mean, I think he's a spun. I don't know what he was doing. Anyway, yeah, go back to the Sufyan one. Sufyan got knocked, Brutal hit him, and then Sufyan just did it back to him. You know what? I'd be inclined to just give them both NFA, to be honest. But yeah, we'll see what the stewards say. It was a bit... Oh, Cosmos crashed out. I caught the end of it, and that could be a safety car. And it's a VSC. Is it going to be upgraded? Is it going to be upgraded?
Versus, Tomo.
Cosmos crashed.
Is it?
The S's.
No, it's not going to be upgraded. So, it's like, don't
Does Kiwi
think.
come in here?
Maybe Benny
It's
Boy.
early.
Don't know. I think maybe Benny might come in to get off those softs and maybe strap on the hards, but maybe try and take those to the end because those softs are going to be gone by now, surely. But I think Kiwi is surely too early for him. He's been in control of this race.
Let's see, he's going to stay out. He is going to stay out. Benny Boy's going to come in, I'm pretty sure with that one. VSC will save him time, and Benny Boy should get in straight away here. And he's in. Benny Boy is straight in. This is going to help him massively. He is going to be limping come the end of the race, though, on the hards. And as it ends, there you go. So Benny Boy is in. It's going to save him a little bit of time there. Definitely saves him a couple of seconds at least, because it did just end straight away. So not a massive game, but a little game, I'd say.
Yeah, Heather also follow him into the pit lane as well. Has Benny gone onto the medium tyres? I don't know if that's an error or not from him, but maybe he's doing a two-stop. But it's a weird one. I thought maybe he'd take the hard compound tyres to the end, but he switched to the medium. It's interesting calls. Massey picks up a 3-second time penalty.
I mean, yeah, Benny Boy's race will be over unless there's a safety car. Two-stopper is nowhere near quick enough. Compared to the one-stop, he'd be about 15 seconds behind, maybe even more. So he's banking on a safety car happening, is Benny Boy. A two-stopper just wouldn't work.
Versus Tomo, round 3 I think is about to be, as he's right on the back of Tomo, going down the back straight, heading towards turn 12 with DRS. He's going to use the battery, but Tomo isn't going to use his battery to defend, so I think the Mercedes driver should be able to get past VLE driver down the inside of Tomo. Is he going to make it work though? He's going to keep it up the inside, the wheel banging into 12. Looks like Tomo's gone a bit wide, but he's going to the inside line now, heading into 13. Can he make this one work? He's still ahead at the moment, and he's going to keep the position now.
It looks like Juno's got a couple of cars behind him here. Sufyan is right behind him as well. And yeah, Josh Tomo on the mediums, got a bit of a train of hard runners sat right behind him here. Juno, Sufyan, Delta and Greenhorn just about staying in DRS, but Sufyan looks like one of the quickest at the moment. Sufyan, is he going to launch one on Juno? He might do, he's thinking about it, and he is. Oh, what is it the Mercedes doing? The Mercedes would have had red arrows there, and he's just turned in, from what I saw there. A bit naughty. A little bit naughty.
It was a great battle up till that point. They were going wheel for quite a while, for laps on end. But yeah, it's ended in contact, and it's ended with Sufyan losing positions. He's just about held off Greenhorn. Yeah, he's lost out of position to Delta now.
Once he causing yellow flanks at the back of the field, and Greenhorn all over the back here of Sufyan. Sufyan might have got a bit of damage there, maybe not. Go on board with Blunty, and he might retire the car. I don't know, he's not having a great race out there. He's causing a couple of yellows on the mediums. He goes. Juno, though. Is he close enough for a move done on Tomo? Let's see if he is. DRS will be activated for him. I think he will be. I think he is close enough here.
It might be. Tomo's using quite a lot of that battery though, as you can see, but Juno is as well to try and get his way through. Going down into turn 12 now with the DRS, with Juno. Is he going to go down the outside? It looks like he will. He's braked a tiny bit later. He's going to try and get it around the outside. It's going to be very hard to get it done there. But no, he's going to have to wait maybe for another lap longer now. Tomo's mediums will start to drop off though.
On board with Max Verstappen here, and he's going to go for a move on DVFF, and he gets the move done at the moment. They're going to go too wide at the moment. DVFF has no insiders contact again. Verstappen's going to go for a switchback if he can. Can't get it done. A lot of contact happening out here. A lot of risky moves, or I don't know what's going on with them, but on board with GCSR Delta, and he's closing in on the back of Juno, and midfield's happening all over the place. BRT are cruising. They're 1-2 at the moment.
Yeah, they've been in control of this race. Majority of this race, of course, Jack had that battle with Benny before he pit, but made his way through. And BRT looking in very much control of this race. As Delta maybe thinking about going down the inside of Juno, who's gone a bit deep, but no, he's not quite close enough, and Juno's going to hold on to 6th place. And I think Tomo might be under threat for maybe even 2 cars going down the back straight heading into 12.
Benny Boy easily got past the amputee, so he's on the march again. Is Benny Boy? He's how many seconds behind the leader is he? He's currently 24. So yeah, they're banking on a safety car if they can get one, or the ART lads, and we'll see if they can. GSR Delta though launching one down the inside of 2 cars nearly. Oh my goodness me! Juno round the outside again. Almost contact with Delta, and look at Josh Tomo. Left he goes, and is he going to go to the right? He might do. He's moving over to the middle of the track, and Mr. Josh Tomo flashing now. He's going to have to be careful, and Juno right up the inside of him. Josh Tomo is not want to give this position up again, and he bumped Juno, and Delta's gone up the inside now of Josh Tomo, and Josh Tomo's losing positions here. And Mr. Delta goes up the inside. He's now got Sufian up the inside. Josh Tomo should not launch it. He has launched it. What is he doing? And he's causing contact. Sufian goes up the inside of Delta. Oh my goodness me, this is absolute carnage. Too wide they go now, and this is going to end up in yellow flags, isn't it? It surely will end up in yellows. I'll be surprised if they keep it clean. Up the inside, Josh Tomo goes Delta around the outside. Sufian's caused the yellows there. He spun it on his own, and there's another yellow of Greenhorn gone as well. Bloody hell.
Yeah, Greenhorn tried to avoid Sufian.
What is happening, Corey, mate? Sorry. Oh my God. Oh my, they're inside.
Oh my God.
This is going to end in yellows. It's going to end up in safety car. Oh my Jesus me. Back on board with you.
Oh my God, yeah, I just thought the end of that. What on earth just happened? But yeah, Greenhorn losing the car because he had to avoid Sufian's spinning car as well. So that's two of these drivers now down, well out of the points now. But yeah, I don't know what on earth I just saw between Tomo and Delta there.
Yeah, I didn't know what I saw then. I don't know what to say. Jesus, they're just like in each other, glitching. Crikey. Anyway, Delta will have DRS on Juno here. We'll see how this goes. Yeah, this is carnage, Mozza. Compare it to TRS, mate. It's absolute carnage. Is Delta close enough? I would assume he is not. He's currently got 7 tenths behind Juno. So no overtake for him here. Any overtakes on the straight? Maybe Roland is going to get one. No, he's not. No overtakes happening. Currently BRT 1-2 still. They are loving life at the moment. They will not want a safety car. There's quite a few drivers that would like a safety car. Benny being one of them. But everyone else, yeah, cruising at the moment. Delta is doing okay in P6. He's doing all right. Josh Tomo on the medium's going to start feeling the pinch soon.
He is. We're going to start dropping off now on the medium tyres. I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see the medium compound runners hit very shortly. Kiwi, of course, with that 7-second gap over his teammate iMac in P2 is 2.5 back to SLR Nico, the top 3. BRT looking in control of this race at the moment, but the battle for 5th place is still well and truly on between Delta and Vane, which I'm sure is going to go on for many, many laps.
Yeah, there's some absolute crazy overtake. As I say that, Verstappen, mate, this is not F1. I don't know what I'm watching here. DVFF going too wide with Tomo here. We might need to up this to sim damage or something to stop this happening. We genuinely might. Honestly, like we might have. People think this is contact, like this is contact racing. We might need to up this to like sim. I'm being serious. Or something. It's crazy. Oh, bit of a moment there for Roland. And an overtake there for Benny Boy. And Benny now as Mr. DVFF. Oh my goodness me. Josh Tomo has to take one for the team. And Benny Boy is now watching the battle ahead. Tomo and DVFF. And this should be an easy overtake for Tomo if he wants it. He's not even touching his ERS because he's not really got much here. How did DVFF have DRS? I don't know.
Very, very close there at the detection point. But yeah, DVFF now making his way through, and a big error from Tomo there, and that's Benny Boy trying to send it round the outside on his fresh mediums. Of course, he is pit already, and he's going to be hoping for a safety car in this race. He's got the inside line now, heading into 16. Kiwi's now into the pits, and Benny Boy is now up into 9th place.
I've got to question why Kiwi's coming to pit, mate. I really do. He's going to come out in the middle of this traffic. He was 7 seconds out ahead. Why would he not just wait for everyone else to pit?
Pulls the car off. Who is that? That is Van Steed.
I've got to question why Kiwi's coming to pit there.
Yeah.
I mean, he's lucky that his only one driver's gone ahead of him. Might be two, because Delta's going to cause him problems. I've got to question it, lads. I do. Yeah, Kiwi's going to be stuck here now. Whoever's told him to pit, I don't get it. I'm sorry, I don't.
Yeah, it's not the greatest of strategies. Of course, if there's a safety car now, it's going to well and truly, shaft his race a little bit. Of course, the drivers ahead of him around him can box as well. But yeah, probably not the smartest of decisions from the BRT strategy team this evening. But again, they might prove us wrong. But Kiwi might be able to slice his way through and get his way back into the lead, of course, when everyone else pits.
Roland spun there on the S. There's no damage for him now. And yeah, Kiwi's just going to sit behind the hard runners now for what, probably another 5 laps or so? 4 or 5 laps. So yeah, we'll see how that unfolds for him. But interesting one.
I see Nico. This is battle for P2 on track, but it's net P3 after all the pit stops are complete. It was got very, very close there, heading towards turn 12 with the DRS with Masty. But of course, he had a huge snap. I don't know how on earth he's caught that. But he is very, very lucky to still keep it on the road as ET driver, but has now lost DRS to Eslar Nico. So then what about Delta though? Delta down the main straight is closing up to Jimmy, but it looks like able to hurry on. I was going to say you disappeared. I thought you disconnected.
No, I just muted myself. Brilliant. I was talking about Benny Boy. I was talking to myself. I mute when you talk because then I don't interrupt you. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Come. Yeah, so Benny Boy gets an easy overtake on DVFS as I just talked to myself about it for a good 10 seconds. I was reading what Mods said as well. Apparently Kiwi's just engineering himself. That would make sense because he is stuck in traffic and Jack Mack might win the race from this.
Yeah, of course, DRT will try and get that 1-2 either way, whether it's Jack Mack finishing first or Kiwi, but I'm sure Kiwi, with the gap he had, 7 seconds it was before he picked his teammate Jack Mack. I'm sure we would like that victory for himself.
I mean, Kiwi, he's got DRS, so he is obviously, he's got the speed there, but in the slower corners, he's got no chance of overtaking. And he's going to be stuck here for what, another 2 laps, 3 laps maybe? We'll see how it unfolds. He is getting held though now. You can see him right in the back of Delta. And he doesn't want to risk anything, so he's just going to have to sit and suffer, to be honest. He can't really go for any silly overtakes. He doesn't want to ruin his race. And Benny Boy is flying on these mediums. He really is. And he's going to be on the back of Kiwi very soon. I would not be surprised.
Oh, Greenhorn are clever! Oh, they both came together. They're going side by side, heading into 13. But Greenhorn tried to hold it around the outside. It's a virtual safety car.
Oh. To VSC, no, safety car, VSC, yeah, hello.
Benny Boy's in, so this is the lifeline he needed, so maybe he's going to put the hards on. He's got a 5-second penalty!
So the hard one stayed out, interesting.
Some have pit.
Did it come out just after?
I think it came out just after Jack rounded the final corner.
Benny Boy now comes out and he's going to be out on P8. Benny Boy will be in net P2 here. Maybe not, because how far back? Maybe net P3, P4. Massey, Nico and Jack will stay ahead of him when they pit. maybe P5. So you know what? It'll be in about P4, P5. It's not, you know, it's a bold strategy they did, and it's not going to be the end of the world for them.
It's that penalty is not going to help him at all. Getting that 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. It's a lot easier to do, especially when you're driving it, than it is watching it, of course. But that's going to be a big setback for Benny Boy in this race. Of course, still about 13, 14 laps to go. So there is a safety car. He can maybe pit, put on a set of softs. Of course, everyone's going to have a fresh set of softs because he had the lobby restart. But still, about 8 cars yet to come into the pit lane as DRS back enabled, and we're back into green flag.
That was a long VSC. I've had VSCs where it lasted like 10 seconds. That lasted 3/4 of a lap. So yeah, the hard runners, maybe this is the lap they think about coming in. Jack Mack stays out, Nico also stays out, so no, they're all staying out. Greenhorn being passed by Amputee on the straight there, and Greenhorn, I assume he's not going to slingshot him and try and send it back on him. But you know what, this is tier 2 lads, and you know what's going to happen here. Yeah, Greenhorn goes down the outside of him, and he's going to try and get the overtake done back, but he can't get it done. Is he going to slingshot him and go up the inside? Of course he is, it's tier 2. So Greenhorn goes up the inside, makes contact.
Again?
I don't, honestly. This is why I don't race. This is why I don't race. I would be so annoyed. I'd be livid if I was like these drivers. Oh, anyway, Greenhill has got himself ahead. Probably illegally, but he did do it. He did do it. Anyway, Kiwi's getting held again.
Yeah, the fresh tyres are not helping him one bit at all. You think they would, but again, with Delta having that DRS of Junior ahead of him, is kind of helping him stay ahead of Kiwi, and this is only closing the gap now between him and his teammate Jack. As we've got yellow flags again, and I think that's Roland off again.
Yeah, it was Roland. Oh, we've got movement at the top. Nico and Massey going wheel to wheel, and it looks like Delta also on the back of Juno, and yeah, Nico and Massey going wheel to wheel here. Jack Mack is going to be out in front even further, and Massey goes down the inside. I hate this. I really do, but they're keeping it cleanish. Just about keeping it clean. Call blimey is what I want to say there and net. Nico up there. Juno been passed by Kiwi and Delta, and this is what Kiwi wanted there. Juno had a bit of a mistake, and Jack is finally in the pits. Jack was 7 seconds behind Kiwi. I assume it'll be similar, to be honest, but on the mediums now, let's see how he claws back the deficit. Kiwi did have a lot of DRS to help him there, so he should be out ahead. Kiwi is going to be about 20 seconds clear. Maybe not 20 seconds, but he's going to be out clear by a lot. Jack Mack is now out the pits, and the chase is on. There you go.
It's about the same, to be honest, the gap, if not bigger. Kiwi's gap to Jack before he pit. Of course, if he pit later, then maybe the gap would have been even bigger because he would have been in cleaner air. But yeah, as you said, the chase is well and truly on between the two BRT drivers for this race victory. Are they going to play the team game? Is Kiwi maybe going to let his teammate go when if he does catch up to him on those mediums, or about maybe a second a lap quicker? That's what Kiwi was doing on his mediums earlier on the race compared to his teammate. But of course, with the track heavily improving later on, it'd be even more of a gap.
I mean, yeah, Kiwi did a 4-lap undercut and only gained a second. That's how much he got held there. It was quite a big one, to be honest. Nico, DRS wide open for him, and is he close enough to get a move done on Massey? I'd assume he's not. He's going to run out of road as well. Clever gets another penalty, and it's a yellow flag. Is that Roland again? I believe it is Roland, and Roland causing a lot of yellows here. Late in the race, 17 laps gone now. We've got 11 to go. Blunty now on the back of Clever, and Clever almost causing a bit of a collision there. And Blunty goes up the inside. Clever goes late on the brakes at the back of him. There's a rogue Roland off the track. I don't know where he's going. I don't know where he's going. I genuinely have no idea.
He's searching bits of the track that probably I didn't even know existed, but they're still going to go side by side as Clever and Blunty heading toward turn 12. Both with, with Clever with the DRS, Blunty without, and it looks like Clever does have the move done, and he is up into 16th place, maybe for the bottom places in the grid, but they're still giving us some good racing.
It was down to 7 seconds, the gap out in front now. Kiwi is seeing his teammate close the gap. It's now down to 6.9, and do you know what? I'd love a little BRT shootout from the last lap. I'd love that. Blunty, oh my. He's turned his car into a lawnmower, and I don't even know how he ended up there, but he did. So yeah, Jack Mack is starting to gain here on the back of Kiwi. A lot of battling has caused their lead to go out in front there. And I genuinely didn't have Kiwi out to be winning this race, but look at it. Who knows?
Shots as old as Kiwi, showing up and, well, clearly shushing all of his haters, or again, the people that doubted him. But at the moment, still BRT 1-2, but that gap out in front is starting to close. As I said, maybe about a second a lap is the difference between the two tyres. Of course, Jack's tyres will drop off with about maybe 3 laps to go in the race. So he may still be quicker than his teammate. Of course, as soon as he gets in that DRS, that's going to really help him. But I think, as you said, I wouldn't mind a BRT last lap shootout for the race win.
Killing that is actually incredible too, so I'll give you that one, mate. So, movement happening, brutal on the back of Sufyan. Sufyan's been involved in a few collisions today. So is DVFF, to be honest. Midfield has been, Juno as well. Midfield has been pretty collision heavy. There's going to be a few incident reports, I'm pretty sure. We'll probably get about 5 or 6 that I've seen. Maybe a couple more. And so it goes. Massey, fastest lap of the race, and the gap is now down below 6 seconds. I mean, Jack Mack's tyres will end up, matching Kiwi's pace. Probably come around the 25th lap-ish. We'll see how that unfolds. But yeah, BRT 1-2. That's what they needed, to be honest. They needed a good race, and they're having a good race at the moment. Obviously, there's still 10 laps to go, as there is a yellow flag from amputee. But yeah, they needed a good race here, and they're having a good one.
I think this gap might close quicker than we thought. Jack was 1.5 seconds exactly quicker than his teammate Kiwi on the previous lap. So if he keeps his pace up, he might be there maybe in about 4 laps time-ish, if that, might Jack. And the battle for the lead between the two BRT drivers will commence. But the battle for P3 is about to commence, I think, as Nico is closing up to the back of Massey once again. Of course, both of them with penalties you mentioned earlier. It's going to be who's going to keep the penalties down to a minimum, and anyone who can get 0 seconds this evening looks like they're going to be a winner.
Yeah, it's track limit heavy. Let's flick over to penalties, and there you go. Benny Boy did get his, but it wasn't the pits, and he's got a delta right behind him on mediums. Benny Boy obviously tried a 2-stopper. Yeah. The odds of that actually happening and planning out and working, very high indeed. But he tried it. They're open to P5. I think he's gained. Has he gained any positions? He might not have gained any. Oh no, he's gained 2. Delta's gained 11. DVFF has gained 11. Massey gained 6. And Delta's going to be on the back of Benny and probably going to be ahead of him here. Benny goes defensive very early. Delta around the outside of him into turn 1 they go. Benny Boy up the inside, and Delta now has to go the long way, gets the move done, and Benny Boy is into P6.
If you're Benny, you've got to be smart here. Of course, with that 5-second penalty, you could maybe get a P6 out of this after penalties if he just sticks behind Delta, uses the DRS he's going to get from him, help him put him along, extend that gap to DVFF in P8. He's the nearest car without a penalty. Benny, he's had a huge error actually, so he's going to lose the DRS now, and that's going to put him even more under threat from Junu now, who's going to close up.
A lot of drivers losing traction in this race today. I've seen it happen to a lot of drivers. Blunty, one of them, and Benny Boy there as well. Keeps it on the track though, just about. And he's doing all right. He's doing all right there. So TR Brutal, Sufyan flashing, and TR Brutal get one. He's not gonna get one, is he? He's not. He's too far back. Sensible driver keeps it behind.
Yep, he's doing well at the moment, but another man who's doing well at the moment is still Kiwi, but it was a 1.3 seconds gain from his teammate on the previous lap. They're about to start lap 21 of 28 now. Kiwi 1:37.6. His teammate is going to do a 1:36.3, so it's maybe about just a little over a second again between the two BRT drivers. So this could happen sooner rather than later.
Yeah, let's see how this goes here. It's BRT, Kiwi, and Jack Mack. Who is gonna, who's gonna win? I'd assume Kiwi is. Kiwi's deserved this. If Jack Mack fights Kiwi, I can probably see Jack Mack not racing ever again. It's Kiwi's race to win. It's not Jack's to win. It's Kiwi's to win. So I'd like to see Kiwi win it. I'd assume Jack will let him have it. If it, oh, we've got us. Blunty's gone again. Oh, Blunty, is it too late to say sorry now? I was Justin Bieber if you didn't know. So, Nico, is he close enough this one, Corey?
Might be this time round, but it's still that gap is still too big at the moment. And yeah, maybe not. No, he is going to get DRS, but we're going to be close enough, unfortunately.
I'll answer you, Killian. He's very close, mate. I just want to see him in Tier 1 to see what he do. Even though everyone will say, oh, he's not got the pace to be, he's so consistent. I think he'll just do well in Tier 1, just on consistency levels. He's obviously got pace. He's top end of Tier 2 every race. I think he would just get decent points. You know, like P7, P8 range Tier 1. I feel like that's what he would do. I'd happy to be proven wrong, but he's been Tier 2 for like 4 seasons now. It'll be interesting. This could be his last season. It could be. So, Roland gets the penalty there. Nico, is he close enough this time? Let's see how he gets on through the S's. He's 5/10 behind him. Jack Matkin almost can see Kiwi now. He can see him.
Yes, he can see his fellow Alfa Romeo, his fellow BRT driver up ahead of him. 1.8 seconds is the gap now. Maybe in a few laps' time he will be in the DRS, but again, the key battle at the moment is for P3. Both of them on the same penalties, 3 second time penalty track limits. Massey's gone very, very wide there at the exit turn 9 and heading towards 10 and the hairpin of 11 now. Nico is now about 4 tenths away from the final podium position, and he's going to have DRS down the back straight, but Massey is going to have a bit of extra battery to defend him. Nico with the worst exit.
There we go then. Delta just about, he's trying to hold on to the penalties, and Nico, not right now, 4.4 seconds, and gonna need a little bit more to get there. But yeah, Jack Mack, it'll be a yellow flag. It's Roland and Blunty. They've had some race them too, and Blunty, he didn't look like he wanted the overtake. Is Blunty gonna? Why did Blunty go around? These two scare me, Corey, mate. I'm not gonna lie to you, mate. These two scare me. They need to get on the beach and start making sandcastles and get off this game for the sake of BRT.
1.1. It's nearly a second. It's going to be a second this lap when they go down the back straight. Because heading through turn 1, it is now under a second. So is Kiwi going to let this his teammate through? He's led near enough every single lap of this race, and rightly so. He's been brilliant out in front. Of course, on the mediums first, he got the quicker rubber at the start. His teammate is now going to have the quicker rubber for the second half of the race. But which one of these two BRT drivers are going to come out with the victory?
I'd actually feel bad for Kiwi if Jack won this race.
Yeah,
I actually would. I genuinely feel bad for him. He's deserved to win this, but we're about to find out anyway. Jack will have DRS, and Kiwi has a slow exit on the mediums. ERS turn on for Jack. He's going to take the lead here. He is going to take the Kiwi defends on him. They're probably laughing to each other in a party, and Jack takes the lead, and it's hands, head in hand situation for Kiwi here. He's led every lap pretty much, and Jack is now into P1, and Jack has shown good pace in this race, and this could be his last Tier 2 race, who knows.
Here comes Juno down the inside at turn 12. This is on Benny Boy that's about for P6 now. We've got yellow flags again. That's Blunty that's gone round. But Benny Boy with the inside line. He's centred to the inside. There's been big contact between the two. Maybe a little bit too late for Benny Boy. Juno holds onto the position. But that was a very ambitious move for Benny Boy. I think we've said that quite a bit this evening from other drivers, of course. Ambitious
move here. Blunty and Roland. I don't know what these two drivers are doing, mate. I haven't got a clue. But whatever they do, they're going too... Oh my gee, this is going to end up in a safety car. This is going to end up in a safety car. And I just wouldn't be surprised that it's one of these two that does it. Now, Blunt... Hang on.
What on earth is going on?
I have no idea, mate.
Oh.
I'm on board with him. He is scaring me.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen next.
I'm scared. But everything seems to...
Uh-oh. It's amputee that's gone off. Wait, hang on. He's slowed down again. What on earth is going on here?
I have no idea, mate. As long as they don't cause a safety car. This is scary, mate. This is scary stuff.
Yeah, it's like a horror movie. This. I don't know what's going to happen next.
I don't know what's going to happen. There's no battle. Greenhorn is catching Verstappen, so we'll flick over to him, but they're in the S's. Go back on board to Dick and Dom at the back of the field here, and they're just holding on to each other. Right. Benny Boy gets overtaken by Juno, and the hard tyres. Yeah, the two-stop has not worked. It just hasn't.
Yeah.
Oh, Benny Boy. Oh, blind. DVFF! Woo! I was scared then, I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, I don't know what we're going to do there. I thought he was going to set it the inside again like he did earlier on in the race. But yeah, Benny Boy's huge snap. He's now lost DRS to Juno with that error. And might invite DVFF. Maybe snatch that position off him. Kiwi's still holding within DRS of his teammate out in front. So BRT extending that advantage. Of course, will the extra penalties that are happening behind them. All the carnage, they won't know what's happened behind them today.
These two, Roland and Blunty, right? If you want to know, did you ever in school, ever go and walk into maths and it was set 8 or something? Let's say you were in set 2 or set 3, and you needed to go next door and get a pencil or something like that. You know what I mean? And you walked into set 8, and there's a guy at the back of who's sniffing glue sticks and snapping rulers. That's what they're doing. That's what it would be.
They got out of the way for the leaders at least.
Here goes Nico. Anyway, Nico's close enough, or is he close enough? It is killing. It literally is, mate. We've got 3 in a lap to go. Greenhorn and Max Verstappen. Oh my goodness me, Max Verstappen. Dangerous driving, just like I am.
He's closing right onto Tomo. Oh, I thought he was going to go in the back in there. He broke very, very late, but this might be Verstappen's chance now to get into 11th place. He should get him on penalties anyway. But he's too far back, actually. Half a second down this back straight. A bit too far back, unless he's going to have one very late lunge, and he might do, Sends it round the outside. There's a very late lunge. And Greenhorn nearly runs into the back of him. But, a huge snap again from Verstappen. But Tomo holds on to 11th. Verstappen onto 12th, and Greenhorn still on the back of this battle.
Who is going to win out of BRT? I assume Kiwi might get let past here. Like a lion or a lioness, they are absolutely ruling the roost at the top here. And yeah, Jack and Kiwi, they've dominated today. They really have. Yeah, I'm still going to stick by. I'd love to see Jack in Tier 1. I've said it for a couple of seasons. So yeah, Verstappen, Greenhorn, P13, P12. Are they going to launch an attack on Josh Tomo? I assume they will here. And, just too far back this time round. How are Tweedledee and Tweedledum doing at the back? It looks like they're a bit too far away this time.
Yeah, social distancing has kicked in between the two. As Roland is still ahead of the two leaders, and I wouldn't be surprised if we just stay ahead here. Jack could get DRS off him. Yeah, thankfully Blunty has backed off. I think Verstappen is still all over the back of Tomo, but you might be able to get it maybe down the DRS straight coming up shortly. But yeah, it's probably one of the only things happening on track at the moment.
Yeah, 2.5 laps to go. Verstappen will be close enough this time around on Tomo and Greenhorn as well. This could be Tomo losing 2 positions on the straight, and Roland gets a penalty, might get a couple more. Here we go then, Greenhorn and Verstappen, just Tomo weaving to the left, weaving to the right. You will not see any more weaving here, even if you went to Knitting Club. Anyway, Verstappen up the inside he goes of Josh Tomo, and Josh Tomo, oh my Jesus Lord. Up goes Verstappen, gets a double overtake, and Greenhorn gets a double overtake. Verstappen loses the position. Tomo, this is bad. This is bad.
Yeah, I would not want to be a steward after this race, to put it kindly. But yeah, at least it's been kept clean, well, fairly clean out in front, but yeah, towards the middle of the grid, and especially towards the back of the grid, it has not been the best of races.
Yeah, it really hasn't. There's going to be a lot of penalties handed out here, I think, and rightly so, I'd say. There's been a lot of dangerous overtaking. JT, mate, there might be 10. I'm not even joking, mate. I think he will, Griffiths, as well. I think he will. But that'll be sandbagging his stats. You know, keeping an eye on him. But I've only had 2 wins in AC. No, you haven't, you bastard. You would have had 3. We've got a yellow flag. It looks like Delta and Nico have had yellows, and Nico is gaining on Delta. He's got his DRS wide open, and is he going to launch an attack here? We're on the penultimate lap. I think he will. Everyone's launched an attack today, and do you know what? Nico didn't. I'm surprised. Benny Boy will though. Of course he will. Benny Boy right up the inside of Juno he goes, and Juno round the outside, and Juno holds it. At the moment, Benny Boy now launches. He's trying to hold it round the outside. He can't quite do it, and he's going to have to stay in 7th. But is Benny going to launch it? Is he? Is it? It's tier... Oh, he didn't. You know, it's tier 2. You may as well. You may as well, mate.
We're about to start the final lap then, lap 28-28, and in BRT out in formation, out in front, Jack Armack leading the BRT 1-2. As it's been nothing less than BRT domination, you could say. Kiwi has led the majority of this race. I do wonder if his teammate is going to let him go. But
Blunty's got a puncher, Corey.
Oh, he does. Oh, dear.
Oh, dear. Oh,
Mate.
Oh, we've got movement. Benny Boy and Juno are starting the final lap here into turn 1 they go. Benny Boy! Almost loses the position. He might lose position to DVFF here, and DVFF all over the back of him. In the essence he goes, he'll have him on penalties anyway. He'll literally have him on penalties. He doesn't need to get him. Blunty 5 seconds for speeding. Oh,
Blunty has 26 seconds and I didn't even see that.
he had 26 seconds of penalties. Mate, he might not be allowed to race again after that. The EVFF up the inside. Oh, Benny Boy launches it up the inside. Benny Boy is going to try and hold it round the outside. BRT lads enter sector 3 now. Benny Boy and DVFF are going to go 2 wide down the straight. Corey, who's going to win?
It is going to be Benny Boy. He's got the DRS. If he's able to stay ahead of DVFF, is DVFF going to down the inside? No, he is going to wait behind. And looks like Benny Boy's going to have it covered. You said about penalties. Roland's got 24 seconds himself.
This is bad. This is bad. But here we go then. BRT. Do you know what? Kiwis deserve this race. And Brute was left at on the last lap. He might not get Sufyan. Is Jack going to let Kiwi win the race? He probably should. But he's not. He's not. He didn't. Fair enough. Fair enough. He wanted the win. That could be his last race in tier 2. We'll keep you posted on that one. Anyway, Greenhorn on the back of Verstappen. This is going to be a bit of an attack, I'd assume.
Oh.
Greenhorn, is he going to launch it? He's not. He's too far back this time. Going to try it round the outside. Going to slingshot him.
He's
I've got
crashed 10
movement.
metres before the line.
Benny Boy's stuck. He's going to have to reverse. Reverses on track and... Oh dear. He loses it there.
happened.
But anyway, Greenhorn all over the ball. He gives him a nudge. And Greenhorn up the inside. Oh, that's going to be a... Greenhorn, mate. I don't know about that one. And that's going to be another ticket.
Oh, is that fuel as well?
Oh dear.
Oh my goodness, it all happened at the final sector. DBFF ran out of fuel. Benny Boy crashed 10 minutes before the line. Verstappen ran out of fuel. That was... I didn't know where to look on that last lap.
Wow. It all happened there. The Stroom survived, lads. That's all I know. That's all I care about. The stream survived.
You didn't disconnect.
Yes! Yes! Oh, I'm so happy the stream survived. But honestly, I'm made up. Brad, it's so bad, mate. Tier 2 is awful. It's so bad for driver standards. Yeah, but BRT, fair play, lads. Jack and Kiwi dominated there. Absolutely dominated it. And Mozza, I said, I wouldn't be surprised if that's Jack's final race in Tier 2. That's what I said. I wouldn't be surprised, mate. Because he is a very quick driver, maybe too quick for Tier 2. But yes, that is the end of the race. That is the end of Tier 2, round 3. BRT will probably be leading the championship after that.
Yes, I think it's definitely pulled them forward quite a lot. Of course, 1-2. I don't think they got fastest lap, and there is a point for pole position if I'm right.
Yes, there is. There is.
Yeah, a bonus point going their way as well. And it is BRT's day here at the Circuit of the Americas. And they will have their heads held high and their confidence through the roof ahead of the following round. Coming up next week at Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium.
Yeah, I don't know what Kiwi was eating today. He must have been eating spinach or something like that. He's been on his greens. Anyway, Jack beat Kiwi by 7 seconds. Hang on. 7 to... Mozza, are you trying to say Kiwi is not tier 1 level? Forget Kiwi, just look at the rest of the field, Mozza. I know he's your driver, I know you're going to be biased, but I'll fight you. Anyway, that's going to be end of tier 2. I will catch you tomorrow. The stream survived, that is all I care about. We'll have a party now. Right, I'll scroll down because JT was shouting me. Right, do it, Rage, do it. Right, see you tomorrow, fellas.